This is Randy Bell with the Courier podcast, the place to come for the latest Clinton news, saying
our community does not need this,
and that they were voting
nope for dope.
Clintonians rejected a ballot issue to allow medical marijuana to be grown, processed, and sold in the city. More than 59% of the votes, 1,380, were against the proposal, with 938 voting in favor of it during the February 28th special election. Kay Farmer said she voted no because medical marijuana will be readily available in other parts of the metro area.
I think that's fine for them, but I think for Clinton, we don't need this. If you need the medical marijuana, it's all around us.
Similo Joyner agreed.
I just don't think it's the right thing for Clinton.
Hinds County Justice Court Judge Kenny Lewis says he voted, as he put it, nope for dope, even though he understands the significance of medical marijuana.
If there were no other places where individuals that needed this type of legal drug, like in Hinds County or in Jackson, if there were no other dispensaries, I would be okay with it being here in Clinton. But since they can go get what they need to help them medically, I don't believe that the Clinton community is a place where we embrace that type of activity here.
This woman, who didn't want to give her name, had a different perspective.
I voted for it because it's going to help people. It's going to help us. People that need it, it's going to help a lot of people.
Rob Logan said the argument that Clintonians who want medical marijuana can just go elsewhere to get it isn't fair to people like one of his friends who has multiple sclerosis.
Why should her husband have to drive to another town to get a product that's legal in this state and it will help her?
Logan said a medical marijuana cultivation operation located just outside the southern city limits of Clinton has not resulted in a crime increase in the city. And as for allowing those businesses here,
it's not so much good for Clinton, it's just it wasn't bad for Clinton.
Alderwoman at large Ricky Garrett was happy the Clinton voters had another opportunity to have their voices heard after more than 70% of them approved Initiative 65, the first attempt to legalize medical marijuana, in a statewide vote in 2020. She thinks there were fewer votes in favor of medical marijuana this time because of what she calls a concerted effort to convince voters to vote no. Ward 6 Alderman James Lott points out that only 2,318 votes were cast in a city with 17,755 registered voters.
Not a big turnout, but I think the majority of the Clintonians who were involved spoke.
Had the proposal passed, a company called Root Down was planning to grow and process medical marijuana at the Clinton Industrial Park with no intention of opening a dispensary in the city. Root Down has not responded to the Courier's request for comment about the election outcome. Mayor Phil Fisher said Clinton's vote against legalizing medical marijuana businesses shouldn't keep the company from pursuing its options.
They have other places to go.
Even though the Board of Aldermen voted last April to opt out of the state medical cannabis law, it approved an ordinance February 7th to regulate cultivators, processors, and dispensaries in Clinton after a petition drive forced the special election. That was done in case voters approved the proposal. Now, according to state law, another campaign to try to get the issue back on the ballot can't be attempted for 2 years. I'm Randy Bell.